What's happening, everybody? Boy Big Brandoh, and welcome to another episode of Bullshitting with Brandoh. This one right here, I want to talk to you guys about how I lost thousands of dollars making a few mistakes, but that are easily corrected. So I want to make this video to basically help anybody out there that I don't want you guys making the same mistake. And then on top of that, I want to tell you guys how to correct the mistake and save yourself some money, save yourself some time, learn from my mistakes. All right. So this is like 2004, around there. I'm running a brand. I just started. This is my first launch that I've done in a while. Right. So what I'm doing is I'm screen printing all my t-shirts. One of the big things that I go by now is proof of concept. Meaning I prove to myself that any idea that I have is going to be profitable before I go any step further. You know what I mean? So proof of concept is something that I live by. I heard the homie Jon Phenom talk about this before, and that just solidified my thought process, because if he's thinking like that and he's using the same exact frame of mind, I'm on the right track. You know what I mean? If you don't know who Jon Phenom is, I highly suggest you go and subscribe to him right now, because he drops real gems. If you guys think that I'm giving up a lot of information, that dude right there is the real industry insider for any home business or anybody trying to get into the t-shirt game, clothing game, whatever it is. He's done it all, he's seen it all, and he's dropping gems for free. All right, so stop this video, go subscribe to him. So when I heard him talk about proof of concept, it made me feel, all right, it reassured that what I was thinking was, I was just on the right track. Back then, I wasn't using proof of concept. You know what I mean? It was just, I had an idea. I had the means to go in my garage, screen print some t-shirts, and start selling them. So this launch right here, I was thinking I'm going to be doing some really big numbers. So I started screen printing 120 t-shirts. You know, I'm doing maybe 100 hoodies. I'm doing maybe 100 crew necks. I'm just in the zone. I'm feeling myself out. I'm just doing it. I'm stocking a bunch of different colorways, and I'm just selling basic logo tees at the time, right? Right there is strike one for myself, because logo tees just aren't it when you're first starting out. That's something that I learned the hard way. And like I said, the mistake that I made cost me thousands of dollars that I never recouped. And it's one of those you live and you learn type things. But at the same time, $1,000 wasted, it's pretty crazy. I'm down there and I'm screen printing all these t-shirts, ideas in my head. I think my logo is it. My branding is, I feel, really on point. So I'm just thinking, all right, once I come out with this, I'm going to be knocking it down, doing a little bit of, you know, MySpace action. This is around the time when MySpace is kind of going on. It's getting its legs and it's doing its thing. So I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to put up these MySpace posts. I'm going to be, you know, getting customers this way. I'm going to be wearing the clothes. I'm not even thinking of models. I'm not thinking of any other type of product placement. I'm just thinking, let me put this, you know, t-shirt on. Let me put this hoodie on, post up over here, maybe post up next to my cousin's car and just look cool for MySpace, right? So I'm thinking orders are just going to be flooding in, and I'm going to just be pulling these t-shirts off the rack and they're going to be flying off the shelf. That didn't happen, obviously, but where I really messed up was I was offering a ton of different colorways, and obviously size small to 3X is crazy to be doing, and you know, black with white print, navy blue with white print, burgundy with white print, and then I switched it up and did brown with tan print. You see where I'm going. So there's a lot of different colorways going on here, and it really, in my head, I felt like I needed all of these colorways and all of these options to make my brand feel that much more legit. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people that hit me up and say, how do I make my brand look legit, or how do I make my brand legit, whatever it is. If, for my honest opinion, your brand being legit is measured by profit. If you're making money, then you're legit. If you're not making money, then you're not legit. You know what I mean? That's how my brain works now. But back then, I just felt I needed to have a lot of different options, because I'm looking at all these other clothing brands and they're not just putting out one single color. They're doing a few different colors, right? That's what I started doing also, and I lost because I'm printing, like I said, hundreds of t-shirts. hundreds of hoodies, different colors, different sizes. I'm stocking them all, and everything is just my logo on it. I burned one screen, and I'm printing that on everything. And I feel like I'm getting over because I'm like, oh man, look it, I'm only wasting one screen. I'm getting all these shirts out of it, getting all these hoodies out of it, and just doing my thing, man. And I had my packaging down. I'm putting the stuff into these little poly bags. I got stickers, I got hang tags. I'm doing the most, man. The one thing that I didn't do at the time was the neck label. I just kept the regular Pro Club neck label inside the shirt. I didn't change that out because the heavyweight Pro Clubs are sewn in, so I would have to get a seam ripper, cut them out, sew my own tags in, or press my own in. I didn't want to deal with any of that. There was no rip away tags and nothing back then. This was just how it was. I was using Pro Club blanks, and I was just getting, you know, that's the way I was doing things. So I have all these shirts stocked up, bagged up. I got hang tags. I bought the little gun that has the little plastic things that holds the hang tag on there. You could buy that kind of stuff on Amazon now. I think back then I bought it off of Uline. It might have been Uline or some other packaging catalog. Back then you used to get catalogs, and then you used to go through it, and then you would call in your order. It was pretty crazy. Online shipping and online shopping wasn't, it was around, but it wasn't what it is now, right? Back then you would also buy a lot of stuff off eBay and all kind of stuff. Well, besides the fact, had the hang tag thing, right? So I'm putting the hang tags on the arms. I'm making my stuff look legit. Got stickers in the bag. I'm putting it inside the bag. I'm stocking them up. So now I'm printing, folding and bagging them up, and I'm just stocking the shelves. So now it comes time for me to take pictures and post them up on my MySpace. It wasn't on a brand's MySpace. This was my own personal MySpace, and I just put the stuff up. And I'm like, yo, this is gonna be crazy, man. I'm about to sell out. And I posted it up. I think I had like four or five images, you know what I mean? And it's just me, you know, might be sitting in my living room, me, you know, out in the street. I thought I had to have the alley picture. You know, you see a lot of people trying to find the grimiest looking alley and post up like, yeah, this is a streetwear brand. I'm posted in this alley. So I think I had my sister take the picture of me on like a digital camera or something like that. I can't remember how it went down, but I remember I had the alley picture. I had like a stairway shot of me. It was crazy. And I even took the picture next to my cousin's car. My cousin's big into lowriders. Shout out to my cousin Justin. Had the picture next to the car. It was all good, man. We was doing it, right? The crazy thing is, for myself, I thought that's all I needed, right? I'm going to put these pictures up. I posted all 5 pictures at the same time, flooded the MySpace. I'm waiting for the likes. I'm waiting for the messages to roll in. Nothing. I mean, I got a few likes from friends and family, but I didn't get nobody asking what that shirt was. I didn't even say I'm selling these shirts. I just thought people are going to look at the shirt and be like, he's wearing it. I need that too. Obviously, that's not how it works. You know what I mean? So now I have a garage and my room and partial of my living room filled with bins of t-shirts, hoodies, all of this stuff, right? I pre-printed for weeks, pre-printing all this stuff and in anticipation of the launch. You know what I mean? I thought I was going to be doing it. So have all this stuff laying around. I can't sell none of it because nobody buys it. Nobody cares about it. Nobody gives a shit, really. So I have all this stuff, right? And I'm just thinking to myself, like, man, like, if I would have did a little bit more research, or maybe I was thinking back then it was my marketing. My marketing was off. Maybe my MySpace really wasn't cracking the way I thought it was. I should have really rethought everything where I thought I did. And all this came together like within a month or two. You know what I mean? I was like, all right, you know what? Like, let's say it was January, and I was like, beginning of April, I'm about to launch the biggest thing of my life. That's the time frame that I was giving myself, right? So I'm doing all this work, and it was just like, I thought I was building up to something, but I wasn't doing enough research to even understand what the launch was going to be about, right? And it still took me years after that to figure the stuff out, because I've had a ton of failed brands after that. But that one right there was, for myself, it was an eye-opener, but at the same time, I still wasn't grasping why people weren't buying. And I was still stuck in, I need to stock the shelves because things are going to be flying off the shelf, right? I just thought it was going to be a madhouse of people just buying from me, and I was going to be able to be like, oh shit, you know, like, I'm sold out now. I can't fulfill no more orders because I need to, you know, print some more, whatever it is. That's not how the shit went down, man. It was just bins on top of bins filled of t-shirts and hoodies and crew necks that I could not sell nowhere. And I went all in, you know what I mean? I was thinking I need to invest in myself. I need to really, really make sure this thing goes all the way through, and I need to see myself making money off of these t-shirts and off this brand, and me celebrating at the end, right? That's in my head. That's what the goal was. But that, to me, doesn't make any sense now. So for anybody out there that's thinking they need to stock the shelves with, you know, 5 dozen of each size and each colorway and all that stuff, do not kill yourself over this, because nowadays with shopping online, and nowadays with you know, having an online retail store allows you to just stock 2 bins, 1 bin full of blank t-shirts, and then you could use a heat press and fulfill orders, and all of that stuff right there is just tools for us where we don't have to just, you know, waste a lot of money, waste a lot of space, waste a lot of time. This is why I started getting into Plastisol transfers. This is why I started getting into heat pressing, because being able to control my own inventory made more sense to me in the long run, right? It was, oh, I don't got to stock all these shelves with pre-printed t-shirts. I could just stock blank t-shirts and then press as orders come in. Easy call. I could set up in my dining room. I could set up in my bedroom. I could set up anywhere. I don't need all this rack space. I don't need all this equipment. I don't need, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with screen printing and stuff like that. I actually enjoy screen printing. I really like doing it. Like, that was a craft that I learned and I really, really fell in love with, because I just love the process of it. But in the space of my own home and production wise, it just didn't make any sense for me to do that for my own brands. Heat pressing Plastisol transfers made a ton of sense for me, because it was like, oh, I could control my own inventory. Now I could sell 1 t-shirt, take that money, re-up on more t-shirts, and just stock them blank. I never have to worry about, oh man, am I gonna be able to sell all these shirts because they're already pre-printed? Nah, you don't even need all that, because now I could just bang this stuff out as time goes on. You know, orders come in, I flip them, get them out the door, take that money, re-up on more blank t-shirts, re-up on more Plastisol transfers, get it going. And then I'm introduced to gang sheets where I could gang up multiple designs, and now I'm cutting my costs down even more. And I'm like, yo, man, this is the way to go. And I'm not saying this is for everybody. I'm not saying that you have to operate this way, but I am saying it's cost effective. It's easier for you to control your own inventory where you're not wasting money. And at the same time, it gives you the ability to test designs out. See, I didn't test out any of my designs back then because I didn't know nothing about testing them out. I just thought, genius idea, put it out, people are going to buy. That's not how shit works, man. The market doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? The market actually tells you if that design's good or not, right? People are going to buy it or they're not going to buy it. That's the cold, hard truth. For myself, I actually like that challenge of trying to get somebody to buy my design. That's one of the reasons why I start so many brands. That's one of the that's like my main reason why I really, really enjoy creating all these different brands, is because I like to get into a market that I don't know nothing about, and then trying to figure out my way throughout that whole little group of people that I'm trying to sell to, right? If I can navigate my way around there and actually get them to buy from me and they're complete strangers, done deal. Then my job is done. I'm like, yo, I'm making money off of these people and they don't even know me. They're not buying because they know me. They're buying because they legitimately like the design. That's what I get off on. That's where I'm like, yo, I'm doing my job if I'm getting people to shop with me that don't know nothing about me, don't know who's running the brand. That's why I don't put my face on nothing. That's why I don't even advertise my brands on social media, on YouTube, because you guys aren't my customers. I say this all the time, right? So I don't have no need to tell you guys, hey, shop with my brand, or do this. This is what I'm working on. Go buy from me. I don't need that. This is where my biggest following is, but I don't need to leverage that following, because I'd rather have complete strangers that I don't know buy my stuff because they genuinely like my stuff. When it comes to the whole proof of concept thing, that having a heat press and a vinyl cutter, you could test designs out all day long. That's what I use my Cameo for. That's it. A Cameo 4 Plus or Cameo Plus. That's what I use my vinyl cutter for, is I'll cut out a design, wear it, see if people like it, see what the reactions are. If people like that design, say, all right, I'm gonna make some transfers, now I could sell this design. Because the data that I'm getting from people's reaction is real world people, strangers looking at my shirt, asking about it. Hey, where'd you get that shirt from? Hey, that shirt's funny. Hey, that's a cool shirt. That's data that I need so I can make transfers because actual strangers like the design. You see what I'm saying? So for myself, utilizing proof of concept with my vinyl cutter is an easy call, because all I'm wasting is a little bit of vinyl and one t-shirt for myself. I'll wear it out, see what people say, and if they like it, then I could get transfers. Now, there's still a little bit of risk involved with ordering transfers, because now that's where your money's going, right? You're going to spend $100, $200, $300 on some transfers. Now you have to recoup that $200, $300 or whatever it is, right? You got to make sure you make that money back. But you have a little bit of research done saying there are strangers out here that like this t-shirt. So the guesswork is starting to minimize itself for you to sell your t-shirts now, right? Because now you have real world data saying, all right, some of these people like this shirt. I ordered these transfers. I have a good shot at selling them now. So now you have your transfers. You ganged up, let's say you ganged up 3 or 4 designs on that transfer, cut your costs down. You ordered, I don't know, 100, 200 transfers, something like that. If that shirt doesn't sell, you didn't waste t-shirts. You just stocked blank t-shirts. You could print whatever you want on those t-shirts. All you wasted was a small stack of transfers. That's it. And then you have 3 other designs on there that you could still make money off of. But the ones that you thought were going to sell, say they don't sell, at least you didn't waste t-shirts. All you wasted was a handful of transfers, man. And that takes up no room. You know what I mean? Having some transfers this big, this high, you could stack them anywhere. You could put them anywhere. I could stack them up right here. Wouldn't even bother me. But if you had 100 t-shirts pre-printed with that, you're talking about a stack this high, all the way around this goddamn room. That's a lot of t-shirts. So compare that. Transfers that, let's say, they don't sell. You're throwing away this much stuff. T-shirts that are pre-printed that you can't sell. Now you're throwing away a lot of shit. You see what I'm saying? The waste is crazy. Comparing transfers to actual screen printed t-shirts or stocking them and stuff like that. So when you're launching, don't feel like you have to pre-press a bunch of stuff. It doesn't work that way. Orders come in, you press them up, get them out. That's all it is, man. I know people want to stock the shelves and make it look legit. You know what I mean? You want to make your Instagram posts or your YouTube posts like standing in front of your shelf, like, yeah, getting this work in, doing all this back in the lab or whatever it is, man. But don't even worry about all that, man. You could be in your room, you could be in your drawers, you could have your socks on and no t-shirt, and you just banging out designs, pressing shirts. Nobody has to see any of that. All they have to see and all they care about is their t-shirt getting to their doorstep on time. That's all it is. Proof of concept. It's a big deal, man. It saves me a ton of money now. That's one big thing that I live by now. Because if you don't use proof of concept, you are gonna you're gonna waste a lot of time and a lot of money. You know what I mean? And it's cool to bet on yourself. There's nothing wrong with it, man. I encourage everybody to do it. You know, bet on yourself. But at the same time, if you're in this business to make money, make some smart moves to make the money. Don't make dumb moves just because you want to. I mean, if you're financially stable enough to make dumb decisions, go for it. But if you're like myself and a lot of other people who are on tight budget trying to get started, utilize that proof of concept. Prove to yourself that your idea is profitable before moving forward. Take that risk out. That's all I'm saying, all right? Hopefully this helps somebody out. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, hey, well, I'm doing this. You know, I got my logo ready. My logo's the best thing ever. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen. The whole world needs to see it. That's cool, man. If that's what you feel, that's cool. But the market will not lie to you. Put it out. See if the world needs it. The market will tell you, and it's a humbling thing. When you're not selling nothing and you have this anticipation that your launch is going to be crazier than what it really is, it's a very, very humbling feeling. And it's a make or break for a lot of people. People don't make no money on their launch, and then they just get down on themselves and like, man, fuck the t-shirt game, blah, blah, blah. Or, you know, they blame everybody else. Just blame yourself. Blame yourself because you didn't do your own research on how you should actually launch. You don't just think, all right, in a month I'm going to launch. Do some research, man. Study up. Find out who you want to sell to. Find out who your target audience is. Find out what they like. Find out anything possible, and then apply that to your designs to make the design more relatable to your end user. That way you have an easier sale and you have a more successful launch. I don't know everything about the clothing business. I don't know everything about running a brand. These are just the things that work for myself, and if it works for me, possibly it'll work for you. If you guys got any more questions, make sure you leave it in the comments. I go back and forth with everybody. Do not waste no money. Do not waste no time, man. Utilize proof of concept, all right? Catch you guys on the next one, man. Yeah.